I'm Chef Jasper, and today we're in the kitchen preparing one of my absolute favorites. That's right, we're talking about burnt ends. I'm in Kansas City, and we're preparing an easy and delicious dish that you're gonna absolutely love. And I can't tell you how easy it is. I may say that about 20 times during this demo, but we're going a different route today. We're in the kitchen. We're not in the smoker. We're not at a smoker. We're not at the barbecue pit. No, we're actually doing poor man's burnt ends. And I don't know why I call these poor man, because I'm using this delicious chuck roast. If you want my opinion, whenever we do a roast at my home, you know what? All I use is a chuck roast. I think it is so tender and delicious. Just look at the marbling on it. But instead of a brisket, the roast will do just perfect. Now, first of all, we have to make a delicious rub. Now that is really simple, and it's up to you. You know, add or take away some ingredients if you want. I have an old championship recipe that I've used for years, or you could just purchase your favorite rub. There are so many out there on the market. Start off with a little bit of brown sugar, okay? I say a little bit, but you know, that's enough. Paprika, of course, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of ginger, some mustard, ground mustard. That's going to make a big difference. Kosher salt, a little bit of chili powder, cayenne, of course, some celery seed, black pepper, and onion powder. All we're going to do is just mix this up very, very quickly. Give that a couple of turns in here. And that is really all we need to do. So I have my rub, and I'm telling you, this we like to say Kansas City style because we have a little brown sugar in it. And at this point, let's just get our rub and start pouring it right on top. Yes, look at this. I'm going to use a lot of this rub. You have to if we're going to get that nice burnt crispy crust. That's what we're looking for. And just kind of massage it in there. Don't worry about it going off on your board or anything like that, because we'll catch up with that. We'll just turn it on its side and add some more. We won't waste this at all. And now, a little bit more. And you can always make a double batch. Keep the rub in the cabinet for other dishes, barbecue style, that you want to prepare. It's a good rub to have on hand. All right, that's about it. Now, let's do our sides. That's very, very important. And the reason I'm telling you that is because they're burnt ends, and we want these ends burnt. We want them crispy. Now, when I say burnt, well, I'm going to have a little addition to help me with this, and that is actually putting a little bit of honey on that, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So, I told you, it's not too much rub, to be honest with you. And there we go. That's about it. But what I'll do before I put it in the oven, and yes, we're going to bake them in the oven, not on a barbecue pit. You can, but this is at home. You know, we want to do something a little easier, perhaps, and not fire up the grill this time. So now at this point, we get this beautiful roast here, and it's all rubbed down, and just put it on a rack. Very, very simple. Right on top. We place it in the oven about 275 for about 2.5 to 3 hours. And now it's time to cut up this beautiful roast. Just look at this. You talk about burnt ends. Here we go. And this is all done in the oven. And we say poor man style, like I said. So let's just cut this up into some nice cubes. And wow, I'm not going to say I have a nice ring of smoke on here, the smoke ring that's so famous when you're cooking barbecue, but this is just cooked perfectly. And look at this knife, just kind of glides right in there. And notice how I'm just cutting some nice chunks. Watch this. Okay, here we go. Those are burnt ends, my friends. And since we have some of the middle part, which is not crispy and burnt, well, I have a solution for that. Okay. that's about it. Oh my. Cut these little pieces up. You're gonna think maybe it's a little too dry at this point and I need to add some water or something to it. Don't worry about that at all. Now just start getting these pieces out of here, depending on how you like it. I like mine about this size right here. Okay, that's good. That's good right there. And now that we have this all chopped up, let's just finish up with a little bit of butter because we want a nice little glaze on there, a nice little gloss. It'll look good for a picture taking if you're going to do some pictures too. Okay, it looks like a lot of honey. Half a cup of honey right on top of that. I always use local because, come on, that's what it's all about, getting the benefits out of that local honey. And this is what's going to really turn them into burnt ends. And we'll just kind of mix that around a little bit, make sure each one is coated all the way. It doesn't take long. And the butter will just kind of mix up right in there. Looks like a burnt end in there, but don't worry about that. And some of your favorite barbecue sauce right on top. Now, a lot of people don't put the barbecue sauce on to the end, but for the burnt ends, you do need to put this on now. All right. We'll save some sauce for later and for dipping. Give it a nice mix here. And preheat that oven to about 425 degrees for about, I don't know, maybe 35 minutes or so. We'll leave them in the oven. You want all that sauce right on top. And at this point, set the oven at 425 degrees. Put these in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes, and you're going to have some delicious burnt ends, I guarantee. And now, right out of the oven, look at these delicious burnt ends. Poor man's burnt ends. 35 minutes in the oven with that sauce and honey glaze. I'll have to say, in my opinion, they are absolutely perfect. Give them one more toss. Get all that glaze on there. Place them on your plate. A nice side. Serve with some baked beans and coleslaw. And there you have it. I'm telling you right now, I'll put these burnt ends up against any I've ever enjoyed. That's right, I would be proud to serve the poor man's burnt ends to my family. Brought to you by Hen House Markets.